So we just made it to Deception Island. Deception Island is actually a collapsed volcano. It goes up to 500 meters at the tallest, and where the water fills in is actually the crater of the volcano. Due to its shape, it was a perfect natural harbor, mostly free from ice and wind, and it was a convenient location for sealing and a whaling station. This was the only successful shore-based industry ever to operate in Antarctica. In 1931, the commercial whaling industry ended. On the island, you could still see remains of previous structures from the whaling period, which are rusted boilers and tanks and aircraft hangars. After the whaling industry, scientific research stations were replaced by the British and the Chileans. Unfortunately, in 1967 and 1969, the volcano re-erupted, causing damage to the scientific stations. Still, all over the island, you could see a lot of whale bones that are still present. In front of us is a leopard seal. It is the second largest species of seals in Antarctica after the southern elephant seal. Its only natural predator is the killer whale. We hiked up the ridge to overlook Neptune's window. There is a narrow gap between the two rock pillars situated closest to the Whalers Bay on the southeast side of Deception Island. This area was used by the whalers because they were able to climb up here and look at the weather and ice conditions that are approaching the area. So we decided, why not jump in the water? It's only 30.2 degrees Fahrenheit or -1 degree Celsius. As we insanely, voluntarily run into the cold water that is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, you can't really feel a thing. Your body is going through shock. It feels like burning pins and needles. All I wanted to do is get out as soon as possible. Once we got out of the water, we had a warm towel waiting for us. By the time we dried off, I was actually hot since the air temperature was so cold.
Oh yeah, no big deal, no big deal. Oh yeah! How are you?
It is so cold! Say hi, we did it!
We did it!
We did it! We headed back to the boat to go sauna and warm up to be prepared for our next expedition. Elephant Point was the last place we landed on our vacation. Elephant Point got its name secondary to the elephant seals that use it to molt, relax, and breathe. During our whole trip, we were blessed with really good weather and very little waves, except for this afternoon. It was very challenging. There were big swells. The Zodiac drivers actually surfed their way into the beach, stern first. We then had to sit and slide and tried to get off the Zodiac before the waves crashed against the bow and knocked us over.
Both sides, please. Up the back,
Apparently,
like that.
the weather and the waves are fairly normal for Antarctica. I was definitely a little terrified.
The most of this time, guys, welcome to Elephant Point. You won the lottery ticket, amazing final landing. It's a bit like Little South Georgia, which is, as far as we are aware right now, one of the only areas here that can now be considered a breeding beach. That group there's 2 large males. Not entirely sure if they're beach master yet or if they're one of the sneaky males that Scobie spoke about, but I just saw a pup nursing.
We are making our way up the trail, and there's elephant seals all around us. Straight ahead is a brown elephant seal, and then there's penguins that randomly walk around. They are so cute. It's weird not having them walk through snow. It's a totally different view compared to what we've seen the rest of the trip. There are 2 female elephant seals and a baby pup that is breastfeeding right now. There's so many animals here. There goes a bird running down to the beach. We're continuing down the path to find the big group of elephant seals that are at the beach. The southern elephant seal is the largest seal. It is also the largest marine mammal that is not a whale. The males can be over 20 feet long and weigh up to 8,800 pounds. On the way to the beach, we came across a colony of Gentoo penguins. Right now, most of them are on eggs and in their nests. We made it to the beach with all the elephant seals. Here you could see a male with a long snout that looks like an elephant nose. Listen carefully, you could hear all the snorting sounds of the elephant seals. After Elephant Point, we made our way back to the boat with the Zodiacs with all the waves. We were really sad that this was our last excursion of our trip, but it was a good one. On one of the evenings, the crew gave us a special table with a swan, champagne, and our very own cake. Then they sang for us. It was so sweet. Zach was so embarrassed, it was hilarious.
No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by her. Stand by him. Or him.
For the last night of our trip, the crew sang a going away song for all of us. They were pretty sweet. The crew on G-Expedition were amazing and highly recommend them. So every morning we got woken up to the sound of this guy telling us about the day, the weather, etc. And here was a joke for the very end of our trip.
Gentle rocking swells. The skies are clear and the sun lighting up the mountains and the sea. Winds are gentle from the south. The outside temperature is warm. Breakfast will be served in bed. We will send out a scout boat as soon as you're ready, so please listen for further announcements. And a very good morning to all.
Due to having such a smooth crossing across the Drake Passage, we were early, so we gotta go around Cape Horn. Cape Horn is the most southern part of the world that is connected to landmass. Straight ahead, there's a lighthouse, which is really small in the distance, and a Chilean naval base. Due to the naval base and not having permission, we had to stay 3 nautical miles away from the land. Antarctica was an amazing once-in-a-lifetime trip and our 7th continent. It's hard to capture the beauty of Antarctica with videos and pictures. If you ever get an opportunity to go and visit the continent, I recommend it. If you enjoyed our videos, please subscribe below to see more adventures.